Live.
We're live. Hey, Brian. Hello, world. Hey, listen, Brian, roll the logo.
You got it. All right. So
Brian, let's talk about natural gas.
You're killing me, Smalls.
first and foremost, shout out to Caleb. Caleb, thanks for waiting. Hope you weren't waiting too long. We kind of get things together before we get rolling. So and I tend to agree with you on aligning positions towards natural gas. We are not financial advisors. We will not advise, but my personal opinion is that this is way too low and it's overdone. And there's a myriad of reasons why, and we're going to touch on those today.
So, Brian, what's your favorite bowling movie?
Bowling movie. Um, Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski. That's right.
Yeah.
Guess when it came out?
When?
1998, which was the last time gas prices were this low.
Okay. Well, listen. Without further ado, let's dive in. Let's see what we got here. So we have been trending down. On March 3rd, we hit. Let me zoom this in a little bit so everybody can see. March 3rd, we hit $3. We went all the way from what is this 196 up to $3 and then straight back down. Now, there's a lot of reasons why. Number one are when we take a look at our fundamental LNG exports this past week were, let me blow this up a little bit, 13.1 BCF a day. That is the same level that we were a month ago. So if Freeport started back, there's other facilities not running enough through. So
Right.
we're neutral on demand. And for anybody not watching, we have had some of the warmest weather in the last 130 years. We are in the top 30 on the warmest. And what you can see is December, we had a fair amount of consumption.
Right.
But in January, look at this. We were approximately, what is this? Max 115. And we were 3 BCF a day below the 5-year minimum of the last 5 years. 3 BCF a day. So you add that up, that's a lot of gas just stuck in storage. Then
Right.
you look at February, and February, it looks average, but realistically, we have had just warm, tepid weather, and because of that tepid weather, you have a lot of problems. And what that is doing is everybody is watching this part. So this is the reason that everybody's bearish, but there's a lot of reasons why we're not bearish. Now, you may have to be patient. This is the part that is difficult. You may have to be patient because the next 60 to 90 days, probably not going to see much. But if we have a hot summer, which have you checked your almanac?
I have not checked the Farmer's Almanac here lately.
That is probably the best source, the Farmer's Almanac.
Well, it's
We're
been
not
consistent for over 100 years, so I
we're
guess that's
not
good.
sponsored by them. We don't get it. Like it's just if you want to understand long-term weather forecasts, just get that one.
Not that we
Just
look at a lot of different things, but yeah, the Farmer's Almanac is in our list.
yeah, exactly. And most people are out there just trying to rationalize. We do have high production. We're at 101 BCF a day. However, when you take a look at our forward, let me clean this up a little bit. When you take a look at forward projections, let me just go ahead and center this. When you take a look at forward projections of where we're going to be, it looks pretty flat and coming up in late 2024. So for 2023, The peak is December, which is 101.46 BCF a day. That is zero point 0.4 BCF a day more than what we have right now. So when you take a look at it, our forward projections on that. But the other thing that, and if you subscribe to Rogue Edge is only $89 a month. You get access to 140 charts and videos like this that go much, much deeper. Our Rogue Edge members actually got, over the last 2 weeks, a deep dive into production declines and new production added in every shale basin. And we covered what that looks like. And the answer is that our production, while we've been adding, we're adding at a slower rate, and declines are about to catch up because rigs have started dropping. So that's our opinion. And let's see, Caleb has some more comments. Never stayed at this price for more than a few months in 40 years. Yeah. Um,
So, Caleb, I think the foreign demand that you're talking about, they've had a light winter, and so they sort of dodged a bullet, so to speak, which is really sort of, I guess, a bad term to use when you got a Ukrainian war going on. But I think that as their demand continues to grow, it really depends on what the Russians are going to do with the gas pipelines, and how much they're going to sell them, and how much people are going to sort of moonwalk back all their statements and start buying some of that Russian gas. The Nord Stream pipeline being out, I think it's Nord Stream 2 that got hit. Well, they can repair that. It'll just take them some while. But I really think that the LNG demand will pick up there. Now, I realize that in 2024, I think, Brian, we said there's about 3 more BCF of plants coming online in the U.S., or totally, I guess. And
yep.
and
It's a,
but the
I
big
think,
year is 2026, when there's like 10 BCF of plants planned to be in production.
well, and that's why when we take a look, let's actually take a look at the forward pricing. When we take a look at our daily unmasking, again, this is part of what we offer. When you take a look, 2025, 26 are above 4. This is underweighted.
Right.
The 4 is too low in our opinion, but you can see 2023, 24. Obviously, people don't believe where we currently are, and it's just a function of one of the warmest winters on record. So,
Hey, Brian, real quick, why don't you bring up that basis chart real quick and take a look at
oh yeah,
JKM and TTL?
yes, and yes, Caleb, that is the futures contracts. So that is based on last night's close. Rogue Edge, this is updated every night to last night's close. So you can take a look at the forward strip remainder of 2023, 24, 25, 26, 27. And then also, if you are tracking individual months, we scrape this, and this is the futures contracts for 2023, 24, 25. And so you have individual months, but I think, Bill, you wanted to touch on
Yeah,
basis
yeah. Just go right down there and let's take a look at that. Zoom in a little bit down there at TTF.
at TTF. All right.
So
Yep.
there. So what you're looking at there, Caleb, is that $12. That's showing what LNG lands for in the Netherlands. So it's
Yep.
$12 an MCF. There's about roughly $9 to $10 worth of transport in that. So you can see that it relates directly to the futures at Henry Hub, and JKM is pretty much the same way. Most of that right now is um, transport. Back when the Henry Hub was about $9, those were about $80, and that's when it really was looking crazy for Europe.
Right. And we are gonna we are planning, haven't recorded yet, but we are planning a tutorial. So we are planning to sell a course. It's going to be a very affordable course on oil and gas 101 and natural gas and crude oil. Um, Oh, yeah. Okay, so is it a buy? So you can take a look at some of the individual LNG plays. If you are wanting to quote unquote get along natural gas, your options are natural gas futures. Again, we're not financial advisors. There are ETFs such as UNG. There's also some levered ones. Those are good for short term because there's some long term impacts from futures contract rolls. The ETFs basically hold futures contracts, and there's some mechanics why you wouldn't want to hold those for a long term, or at least in my opinion, as a non-financial advisor. The last option, which is the one that I would prefer, which is to buy stocks of energy producers that produce predominantly natural gas. So we don't recommend individual stocks, but you can take a look. There's companies like EQT. I see you referencing NRT. There's multitude of options and out there, but I would take a look at the natural gas producing heavy producers and hold those because that'll give you patience to uh, 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 allow the trade to play out. If you hold futures contracts, you have a definite time frame.
Right.
So the other two, the ETF and the futures, you're bound to a time frame, and outside that time frame, outside factors can change it. So yeah, so Boyle is another one. And Caleb, thanks for your comments. Keep them coming. Boyle is another one. Again, the Boyle and cold, I would play those for short term plays only, and I have played with those. A lot of the algorithmic trading models that we have, those don't hold up. So yeah, sell some puts at 90. Not a bad option. Not a bad idea. Again, Caleb, if you want to reach out to us, we did send you an email. Drop us an email. We'd love to connect with you. I think from there we are going to try and keep this short. We
Right.
targeted eight minutes. We went a little bit long.
So we're
So
not touching on crude oil right today. Do note that it's on its way back up a little bit, and we will probably have some comments on that here in the next couple of days.
yep. And again, thank you, Caleb. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching live, and really appreciate your comments and activity. And anybody else, if y'all want to email us, rogue@energyrogue.com. If you want to learn more about Energy Rogue, there should be some links down below or over there. So that's, I think, all that we have for today, and really appreciate everybody coming out. Caleb, thanks again for joining and your activity. We really appreciate it. So,
You guys take care.
all right, thanks so much.